Okay, obviously on the road for another good AFC opponent. We're playing good football right now, so we need a good week of practice. We'll get locked in and and get good work this week. Just feel like we're continuing to improve little by little every week, but we got to continue to pay attention to the details and be on every detail and continue to have high expectations. Just as far as a couple updates as far as practice. We'll let you know that Philip is not practicing today. Other than that, we'll just defer to the injury report.
All right, Bob Kravitz.
Yeah, Frank, speaking of Philip, what does it do for a team when you got a quarterback who will not only answer the bell every single week, no matter what he's going through, but won't complain about it either?
I just think it sets a mental toughness tone that's needed, and I think everybody feels it. I just think it sets the tone. Everybody feels his presence. Everybody feels the toughness that he brings to the table. And like you said, Bob, he's just not one to gripe and complain about it, talk about it all the time. It's just, he's all business.
Thanks.
Mike Chappell.
Frank, not to bring back bad memories, but the Cleveland game when no one really played very well, probably, but Philip even considered that his worst game. Since then, he's really taken off. Anything you can point to, comfort level? I mean, all of his numbers are pretty much up off the charts the last 7. What's going on?
I just think it's a lot of things going on. Everybody, coaches, players, offense, defense, special teams, everybody getting better. And the quarterback position is a unique position. I always like to refer to the quarterback as like a multiplier effect. I mean, obviously his presence and play multiplies the impact of what we're doing as a team, but he also benefits when we're playing good football as a team. And I just think he's gotten more comfortable, with the whole process and with his personnel, with the guys he's throwing to, what we're trying to do. He's been throwing the ball great from day one, in my opinion. And like you said, probably the Cleveland game was our big hiccup as far as the team goes.
Joel Erickson.
Frank, this is a league where everyone plays through pain. What makes Philip's ability to play through pain different or special?
There's a lot of guys. I don't want to make it sound like, like I said, that nobody else does this. A lot of guys are doing it, not only in our team, but around the league. But when you've already set the bar on playing a game on a tore ACL earlier in your career and a couple other things, those things kind of precede you. So I guess you kind of earn that respect. And I think some of what Philip brings to the table is the respect that he's earned through 17 years of doing this, through as many starts as he's had in a row. I mean, so that, when he is going through something, I think it's appropriate for players and media and us to respect what he's doing. But I think what makes him more unique is just he never talks about it. He just doesn't want to talk about it. And you have to try to pull it out of him.
Kevin Bowen.
Hey, Frank, when Philip has missed these Wednesday practices, I assume that bumps Jacob maybe into some scout team stuff. What has that done for his development, and what have you seen over the past few weeks when he's gotten a few more reps?
It's been good. He's looked good. It's been a good byproduct to get him out there in the field and not just working drills and stuff like that. So he's done a nice job. It's always different of course, and then when you're running scout team reps, obviously the defense is in his lap, so he's having to feel the pressure, and he's looked good out there.
Okay, we'll go 3 more. Zach Keefe.
Frank, I wanted to ask you about Nahiem. And when you guys drafted him back in 2018, I think you had ideas for what you wanted to do with him, and we've definitely seen that. Have you done what you envisioned, I guess? And are there days where you say, we could have moved him here, we could have played him here? He does so many things. It's hard to get a guy involved that does so many different things in the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does make sense. And he is multi-talented. And on top of it, he's just wicked smart. And then his work ethic is, he can figure out how to do anything that he hasn't done already. So I think as we as an offensive staff, Nick and I and the offensive staff has envisioned Nahiem's role, I think he's playing the role that we wanted him to play. A lot of it was what we kind of did in San Diego with Danny Woodhead. A little bit of it was Sproles in Philadelphia. And then he's just developed and been able to do those things. And I think what I found with Nahiem is he really has no weakness to his game. You wonder, well, is he just going to be a third down back? No, we like the way he runs the ball on first and second down. Is he going to be just a guy who can run routes from the slot? No, he can run routes from the number one position outside. He can run them from the backfield. He can. There's certain wide receiver routes that we're comfortable putting him on, and he's developed at those. So he's on the forefront of our minds every week. You know, when we think, okay, you know, we know we're going to try to get Ty his touches, and you know, Naheem's always in the conversation. You know, where are Naheem's touches coming from this week, and he's earned that respect.
Jim Aiello.
Yeah, Frank, I think in the past, even when you guys had some good passing games, I think there was one in particular, like, man, I can't believe Ty only had 2 or 3 catches. Was there I don't know, maybe a satisfaction this last week of, you know, looking at Ty stats after a good passing game and seeing that Ty had gone off?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie, it did feel good, and it feels like it's the way it should be. It's not going to be that way every game, but you know, he's our leader. He's our leader in that position. He's one of the emotional leaders of this team. He has a presence about him and a confidence about him that the team feeds off of. And it was great to get him going on Sunday.
All right,
How
last
well
one.
has he? I mean, it's been obviously statistically it hasn't been a typical Ty season, but it seems like he's handled it pretty well. I mean, behind the scenes, how well has he handled? Again, not having a big role in the offense, but not having a statistical, you know, typical Ty season.
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Jim, because that's the thing that I would really want people to know is, you know, just what a great teammate this guy is. He's not just a superstar player, but as this year has gone on, and you know, as his numbers have not been huge, the way he's approached practices, the way he's approached meeting, you know, how he's celebrated his teammates' success, you know, even when he wasn't getting the ball. When I tell you that it was first rate in every way, and, you know, you just feel like for it to come down the way it did Sunday and get back into their normal flow, that was a good feeling for all of us.
All right, last one, Stephen Holder.
Hey, Frank, we just talked to Justin Houston, and he was talking about how, you know, he was kind of disappointed in his consistency this season, but at the same time, what can you say just about, you know, the way he's played at his age, and then secondly, what he has provided you in the locker room these couple of years he's been here? Yeah,
I mean, first, just his play. You know, I mean, playing D-line's hard, right? I mean, we all know that, and getting sacks is not easy. So, you know, last year it was almost like clockwork. He was going to get at least one sack a game. You know, this year it hasn't come like that. It's a couple times come in bunches. But even when he's not getting the production, I feel like he's still his presence. He's still forcing the edge. He's he's setting other guys up. So I still think he's playing at a level that is really helping us defensively do what we're doing. And then just his presence in the locker room, his toughness, his competitiveness. There's no doubt that's felt throughout the locker room.